Today I'm gonna do a detailed analysis of the lyrics of Shine On, You Crazy Diamond by Pink Floyd. What I'll do is that at first I will comment verse by verse of the lyrics. At the end I will bring some more information, and with this information we'll see what else we can think about the lyrics. If you want more content like this, give this video a like and let me know in the comments below if you have suggestions for the next videos. And let's begin! So let's begin by the title, Shine On, You Crazy Diamond. Well, what catches our attention here are the words crazy and diamond. Crazy is a human characteristic, but diamond is a material, a gemstone. So there's a human characteristic and a gemstone. What are the main properties of a diamond? It's strong, hard, it's shiny, and it's expensive, valuable. So if we want to mix this human characteristic with a diamond, maybe it's about a person. So maybe a person is being compared to a diamond. And if a person has the properties of a diamond, this person is strong because diamond is the hardest material that we know. A diamond is expensive, so this person is valuable. And a diamond is shiny, so the person can be remarkable, can stand out. And the first words are shine on. So maybe this diamond or this possible person lost its shine. So let's see what the lyrics say. Remember when you were young. The past, when you were young. So this person is not young anymore. You shone like the sun. So when they were young, they were shiny, they stood out, they were remarkable. But now they lost their shine. Then here, shine on, you crazy diamond. We still don't know exactly what it's about. So let's go to the next verse. Now there's a look in your eyes. So now, in the present, your eyes have a look. So something changed. What kind of look is this? And what changed? The look is like black holes in the sky. So they were shiny when they were young, like the sun, and now they are dark, like black holes in the sky. See, here they use sky to show the light, and black holes in the sky to show the darkness. So the change was this. It was something or someone shiny with light, remarkable, someone who stood out, someone who maybe was happy, joyful, and now it's someone who has dark eyes. Eyes that have little or no light, like black holes. You were caught in the crossfire. You were caught, so this person was a victim. They were caught in the crossfire of childhood and stardom. So let's think, a child is someone young who usually can't self-discipline. Someone who's famous can have anything they want. So if we mix these two things, childhood and stardom, fame, it's usually a recipe for disaster. We know many people that were famous when they were young and they had problems with drugs, mental illness, because they had basically everything they wanted, but they couldn't self-discipline. So maybe that's what here in this verse. They were caught in the crossfire of childhood and stardom and blown on the steel breeze. They were caught and blown. It's the idea of a victim. But what is a steel breeze? Well, let's think. Steel is something strong, hard, and cold. Breeze is something light, pleasant. Or we can say that something is a breeze when something is easy. So we can think that a steel breeze is something that seems easy, pleasant, but actually is hard, cold. But we still don't know what is referring about here. So let's see if in another verse there are more clues about it. Come on, you target for faraway laughter. Target. So again, this person is a victim, a target for laughter. It's a humiliating or shameful situation. But this laughter is not close. This laughter is far away. There's a distance here. So we still don't know what is the reason for this laughter, and we don't exactly know why this laughter is far away. So until here, the verses are puzzling, but we already know that this person was a young star. So maybe this person is troubled now. Maybe that's why this person had a humiliating situation. Maybe that's why people were laughing at this person. Because they were famous, something happened, they shone, they were probably happy, and now they are not anymore. And then, come on, you stranger, you legend, you martyr, and shine. Well, stranger is someone you don't know. But until here, we feel a kind of proximity between this lyrical subject and this other person. But now this person is suddenly a stranger. So maybe they were close before, but now they are distant. So this other person became a stranger. But this person is a legend, so they did something great. They achieved something important. Probably that's why they were famous. But they are a martyr now, so they sacrificed themselves, meaning that they died for something, but maybe it's not so literal and they sacrificed something. For example, their happiness. Maybe it would be why they were like a sun, they shone like a sun before, and now their eyes are like black holes in the sky. You reached for the secret too soon. For the secret. What is the secret? It's a mystery. A secret is something that we don't know. So there's a mystery here. We don't know if the lyrics will show the answer, but we can try to find the meaning of this secret here. But what happened is they reached for this secret too soon. So something happened when this person was young. Maybe this thing, this secret, this mystery could happen later, but it shouldn't or it couldn't have happened so soon. And you cried for the moon. So they shone like the sun, and now they want the moon. We can think that they want something different. The moon as a symbol can mean different things, but here maybe we can think that it's the night, a time for rest, a time to sleep. If this person is being humiliated, if this person became a martyr, if this person apparently was suffering, maybe they just wanted to rest, to sleep. And if they really died, to sleep here could mean to die. And they were threatened by shadows at night. Shadows don't harm anyone. So it can mean two things here. They were like a child, afraid of the dark. They were afraid of the shadows, like a child imagining that there's a monster there when it's just a chair, for example. Or they are having hallucinations. Maybe that's why they are crazy. If this idea is right, we are having some clues why it's a crazy diamond. Crazy maybe because they are hallucinating, they are imagining things that are not there, and at the same time, they are a legend. They shone like the sun, so they are a diamond. And they are threatened by shadows at night, and they are exposed in the light. So imagine, if someone is afraid of the dark, of the shadows, and feeling exposed in the light, what does it mean? It means that they have no time of peace, no rest. They are probably suffering all the time, in the dark and in the light. So maybe exposed in the light is related to faraway laughter. Because if they are exposed in the light, it means that someone else is seeing them and probably laughing here. So there's a shameful situation that we don't know about yet. Maybe that's why they are crying for the moon. If we think that the moon can be a time of peace, of rest, of sleep. Well, you wore out your welcome with random precision. If someone wears out their welcome, maybe it means that they are there for a longer time than they should. So you stayed around too long, you outstayed your welcome with random precision. Random is something unpredictable, but precision means something exact. So these two words are kind of the opposite. If we think that random is something unpredictable, precision in some way can be something predicted. So here it could mean exactly as predicted, just like expected. But let's try to get to the end of the lyrics, and maybe with some more information we can try to understand better each verse. And here the still breeze comes up again. Rode on the still breeze. But the difference here is that they are not blown anymore. They rode. First, they were passive. They were blown. They were like a victim. So here they rode. It's an action. They are active. So maybe they overcome something. We still don't know. Come on, you raver, you seer of visions. Raver can be someone who likes to party, or maybe it can be someone who talks incoherently because they are delirious, they went insane. And maybe it's another clue here because shine on you crazy diamond. If someone is crazy, they can talk incoherently. And a seer of vision is someone who sees what other people can't see. So maybe it's a clairvoyant, someone who has access to a world or something that others don't. And maybe it's the secret here. Come on, you painter, you piper, you prisoner, and shine. Painter is someone who paints, so maybe this person is an artist. Piper is someone who plays the pipe, so art again. But prisoner, so maybe this person was an artist, is an artist, but went to prison. Or if we think about the crazy diamond, maybe someone who is a prison of their own mind. This song is divided in two in the album Wish You Were Here. And what I said until here is the first part. So let's see what the lyrics say in this second song. The second song begins with nobody knows where you are, how near or how far. The other one finishes calling this person a prisoner. So if nobody knows where you are, maybe this person is not in prison because people would be able to know where they are. It can mean that they are really a prisoner in their own mind or a crazy person, a crazy diamond. How near or how far? Again, the prison can be near or far. So maybe it's not physically, but mentally. Pile on some more layers and I will be joining you there. So pile on who? The lyrical speaker or the person, the crazy diamond? In my opinion, it seems like it's the lyrical speaker here because they say pile on some more layers and I will be joining you there. So they are talking directly to this person. Maybe this person has many layers. If we think about layers, it can mean that they are complex. They can like and know and do many different things. And if we look at the lyrics, it would be true. You stranger, you legend, you martyr, you raver, you seer of visions, you painter, you piper, you prisoner. So this person is many different things. And they were a victim of the still breeze, then they rode on the still breeze, they shone like the sun, but they have dark eyes like black holes. So this is someone who is multi-layered. And that's why if they, the lyrical speaker, pile on more layers, become multi-layered, just like this crazy diamond, maybe that's how they will have this connection. I will be joining you there. Shine on you, crazy diamond, and will bask in the shadow of yesterday's triumph. It's curious here that the word bask is usually related to the sun, but here they will bask in the shadow, and it's not any shadow. It's the shadow of their yesterday's triumph. So what does it mean? It means that in the past they were together and they have a triumph. So if we think that it's about something real and this person apparently is an artist, was or is famous, and they had success together in the past, so maybe it's about a former Pink Floyd member. And bask in the shadow can mean that they simply will reunite and enjoy the fruits of their labor. And if we think about this labor, about this body of work, it's like a huge building that is casting a big shadow where they will enjoy, relax. Let's go until the last verse and then we'll try to find evidence that it's really about a former band member. So the still breeze comes again here and sail on the still breeze. But now they are talking about them together. The crazy diamond was blown, was a victim of the still breeze, then rode on the still breeze, tried to benefit from it, and in the future The Crazy Diamond and the Lyrical speaker together will take control of the situation, of the Steel Breeze. To sail is to take control. So it will be a change. Come on, you boy child, you winner and loser. Boy child again, it can mean that they are playful, for example. You winner and loser. In the previous verses, we saw that this person won and lost some things. They won fame, and with fame usually comes also money. They became a legend, but they are a loser. If they are crazy, they lost their mental health. If they died, they lost their life. If this Crazy Diamond really was a band member, they lost their position in the band. And if they were friends with the other members, they lost the friendship as well. And the last verse is, come on, you miner for truth and delusion and shine. Miner for truth. We can imagine someone who's always trying to find the truth. Maybe this truth here is the secret, this mystery that we still don't know. And the delusion can be the craziness. So it's someone who is always trying to find the secret, but who lost their mind. So without any additional information, any external information, what can we think about these lyrics? First of all, let's try to find evidence that it's really about a former band member. Let's see. When they say, when you were young, it means a long time ago. Crossfire of childhood and stardom. So they were very young, probably irresponsible, and they were famous. They could have anything they wanted. So there could be problems because of it. And the lyrical speaker would know the Crazy Diamond since they were young. You stranger. So if they really knew each other since they were young and they were kind of close, the Crazy Diamond became a stranger. Maybe when they went crazy. So it means that at first there was a closeness, but now they are distant. And exposed in the light. Exposed in the light, if this person was or is famous, we can think that this light can be the spotlight. So they are being observed by the audience. You wore out your welcome. This person who was probably close before wasn't welcome anymore. Maybe something happened, a fight, some kind of disagreement, and they are not welcome anymore. Piper. If we think that it's a band member, the word Piper is very important to Pink Floyd because their first album is called The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. So maybe it was someone who was part of the band when they released their first album. And where you are, as I said, can be physically, but according to the verses that we saw, is probably mentally because this person apparently went crazy. So we can think that it's a former band member. They were young, famous, and maybe that's why they went crazy. And now they are not anymore in the band. If you know Pink Floyd's history, you already know who I'm talking about. And the answer is in the title of the song. Shine On, You Crazy Diamond. S-Y-D. Sid Barrett was a musician who co-founded Pink Floyd in 1965, and he was the frontman of Pink Floyd in their first album, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn, but because of mental health issues and problems with drugs, specifically LSD, he was removed from the band. So let's take a quick look at the lyrics again with this new information in mind. After Sid was removed from the band, he released a solo album called The Mad Lad Laughs. So even his solo album has a reference to craziness. That's why here it's Shine On You Crazy Diamond. Because they had an affection to him even though he was crazy. And Roger Waters and David Gilmour were producers of this album. Shine On You Crazy Diamond is in the Wish You Were Here album. This album is dedicated to Sid. The song Wish You Were Here is also dedicated to him. So here we understand better why they say, remember when you were young, you shone like the sun. Now there's a look in your eyes. So when he was young, he was happy, but now there's a look in his eyes like black holes. As I said, It can mean that he's sad now, that his eyes are dark, but Sid used a lot of LSD too. And what happens to the pupils of someone who takes LSD is that they expand. So, in a way, they look like black holes. And as I said, the still breeze can be something that seems easy or pleasant, but actually is hard and cold. Maybe it's life, maybe it's something else. And now that we know that it's about him, we can think that in a band, what is related to steel can be the instruments. The guitars, for example, can have steel strings. And we may think that they create a breeze, a vibration. So the sound of the steel strings, the music, could be the steel breeze. But if we think that steel breeze is something that seems easy and pleasant, but is not, maybe it's the music industry. For Sid, it was hard to be in a band, in a famous band like Pink Floyd, because he wanted to take LSD and he was taking a lot of it. And as far as we know, he wanted to explore new possibilities. He wanted to experiment with his music, but to be in a famous band, he needed to create great hits. And we can also think that Steel Breeze here is something more general, like life. It can seem easy and pleasant in your childhood, at least, but later we can see the ugly side of life, the cruel parts of life, and it can change you. It can make your light disappear, it can make you darker. And one more possibility that we can think about is that the Steel Breeze is specifically to Sid his mental health issues. Because a breeze is a natural force. So his mental health issues would be a natural force that pulled him along. And the faraway laughter could be his audience laughter, or people in general that were laughing at him because of his problems. But if he was crazy, we can also think that it's just a hallucination, that he hears people laughing, but this laughter is far away. He can't see anyone. Come on, you stranger could also be because some people thought that he suffered from multiple personality disorder. He could really seem like a stranger even to people who knew him. And he was a martyr because he wanted to explore new ideas and experiment with his music, but because he was in a famous band, he needed to create big hits. And you reached for the secret too soon. Here we can think that it's the secret of life, because he used to take LSD to expand his mind and try to understand the meaning of life. So it's the secret of life. Threatened by shadows at night, we can think that it's similar to the faraway laughter. He was maybe hallucinating. He was hearing laughter. He was seeing shadows that weren't there. Some people thought that he was schizophrenic, and that would be the reason why he was hearing laughter and seeing the shadows. And exposed in the light here would really be the spotlight. He was posed because he was famous. He used to play for an audience, and in the spotlight, people were looking at him. Any mistakes would be noted, and that's why he was removed from the band. Because in the spotlight, people started to see that he wasn't well. He was doing things that seemed strange. So the spotlight exposed his madness, his craziness. And "You Wore Out Your Welcome" is because he wasn't wanted in the band anymore. He was causing too much trouble, and they needed to remove him from the band. And we can think that random precision here is that they were expecting exactly that to happen. They were expecting that he would do something that would make them remove him from the band. But they didn't know exactly what this something would be. That's why it's random. So there was an expectation. It was a precise expectation. That's why the word here is precision. But they didn't know exactly how it would happen. That's why it's random. And he was blown on the steel breeze at first. So he was blown by life, by music, by the music industry, or by his mental health issues. But here he rode on the steel breeze. If we think that Steel Breeze's the music industry, for example, it makes a lot of sense because after leaving Pink Floyd, he made a solo album, so he was still riding on the steel breeze. And that's why here it's active and not passive anymore, like in Blown on the Steel Breeze. And Raver, we can think that he liked parties, but Raver here, as I said before, is more related to someone who went insane, crazy, who is delirious and talking incoherently. And Prisoner and Zero Visions are also related to it. All of these terms are related to his mental health issues. And Painter here also makes sense because painting was one of his passions. And Piper, as I said before, he was part of the band during their first and second albums, and he was the lead singer and he played the guitar in the first album. Nobody knows where you are, how near or how far, as I said, can be mentally. So he went crazy. That's why no one knew where he was. More layers because he's a complex person. And Yesterday's Triumph is Pink Floyd's success when Sid was part of the band. That's why maybe in the future they could sail on the steel breeze. If the steel breeze is music, the music industry, together with more layers, they could sail, they could take control of their music, of their art, and sail on the steel breeze. And winner and loser, as I said, he won many things, but he lost much more. He was a miner for truth. He was taking LSD to try to understand the secret, the meaning of life and all things, but he was delusional because of his mental health issues. That's the analysis of the lyrics. And there is one last fact that is very curious. Let me read it to you. One day during recording, Barrett wandered into the studio. Because of his drastically changed appearance, the band did not recognize him for some time. When they eventually realized that the man in the corner was Barrett, Roger Waters became so distressed about Barrett's appearance that he was reduced to tears. Someone asked to play the song again for Barrett, and he said that a second playback was not needed and that the song sounded a bit old. Gilmour confirmed this story, although he could not recall which composition they were working on when Barrett showed up. And Wright said, Roger was there and he was sitting at the desk, and I came in and I saw this guy sitting behind him. Huge, bald. I thought, he looks a bit strange. Anyway, so I sat down with Roger at the desk and we worked for about 10 minutes, and this guy kept on getting up and brushing his teeth and then sitting, doing really weird things, but keeping quiet. And I said to Roger, "Who is he?" And Roger said, "I don't know." And I said, "Well, I assumed he was a friend of yours." And he said, "No, I don't know who he is." Anyway, it took me a long time, and then suddenly I realized it was Sid. After maybe 45 minutes. He came in as we were doing the vocals for Shine On, You Crazy Diamond, which was basically about Sid. He just, for some incredible reason, picked the very day that we were doing a song which was about him. And we hadn't seen him, I don't think, for 2 years before. That's what's so incredibly weird about this guy. And a bit disturbing as well. I mean, particularly when you see a guy that you couldn't recognize him. And then for him to pick the very day we want to start putting vocals on, which is a song about him. Very strange. The first time I heard this story, I couldn't understand how they didn't know that it was him. But then I saw that that young and healthy guy became someone totally different. Syd Barrett was very important to Pink Floyd at the beginning of their career. He was one of the co-founders of Pink Floyd, and he influenced many people after. But unfortunately, he was a victim of his drug abuse and his mental health issues. He died of pancreatic cancer in 2006. If you liked this video, if you want to support me to keep creating more videos like this, please consider becoming a patron. With just $1, you help me a lot to keep doing these videos. And if you have suggestions for the next videos, leave them here in the comments. That's it, and ciao!